I pulled up both gauges this evening, same as I do every single day, and the numbers have not moved in the direction anyone needed. 1,040 1.27 feet at Lake Mead, 187.73 feet below full pool, down another 0.06 feet since yesterday. Upstream at Lake Powell, 3,523.04 feet, 176.96 feet below full pool, down 0.11 feet since yesterday, sitting almost flat, sending no relief downstream. I have been telling you for weeks that these surface numbers only matter because of what they trigger in insurance underwriting offices, in mortgage markets, in bond rating agencies. Today I want to take you one specific layer deeper, because there is a legal mechanism embedded inside every single water right in the American West that almost nobody is explaining to homeowners, and when this mechanism activates, it does not reduce your city's water supply. It eliminates it, completely overnight, with full legal authority behind it. Here is what is keeping me up at night. It is called a priority call, and the way it works is so far outside what most people in the Southwest have ever been told that I want to explain it exactly right, because the details matter here. Every water right on the Colorado River, every city, every farm, every industrial user carries a priority date. That date is the year the right was legally established. Under the law of the American West, the oldest rights get served first, all of them, before a single drop flows to newer rights holders. This is the prior appropriation system, and it has governed Western water for over 150 years. In a normal water year, when the river is running full, everyone gets served, and nobody notices the priority dates. The system runs quietly in the background. But here is what happens when the river cannot fulfill all of its legal obligations, which is now happening every single year across the Colorado River basin. The system does not split the shortage proportionally. It does not give everyone 80%. Senior rights holders, the ones with the oldest priority dates, receive 100% of their full legal entitlement. Junior rights holders receive whatever is mathematically left over. In a severe shortage, that remainder can be zero, not reduced. Zero, this is called a curtailment. When it is formally invoked by a state water engineer or a federal water master, junior rights holders receive a legally binding notice that their diversion is cut off entirely until every senior holder above them in the queue has been fully served. And unlike a drought restriction that asks your neighbor to water their lawn less frequently, a curtailment is not a request. It is a legal order with authority to physically lock out diversion infrastructure. Cities that receive a curtailment notice cannot legally draw their Colorado River allocation, not for parks, not for municipal pools, not for residential taps, until every senior rights holder in the basin has taken their complete entitlement. This has already happened. In 2012, Colorado issued curtailments that cut off thousands of junior agricultural rights holders who had been using river water for decades. Some were shut down overnight, with no warning. Now here is where this lands directly on the Southwest real estate market that many of you are counting on for retirement. Arizona holds some of the most junior water rights on the entire Colorado River. California's Imperial Irrigation District holds rights dating to the late 1800s, among the most senior in the entire system. Certain tribal water rights predate state law entirely. When those senior holders demand their full allocation during a shortage, the arithmetic cuts directly into what remains available for Phoenix, Las Vegas, and the suburban corridors built around the assumption of permanent, reliable municipal water. And here's the part that makes me genuinely angry. In the last decade, hundreds of thousands of retirement-age homeowners purchased property in the Southwest based on a disclosure package that told them everything: the age of the roof, the condition of the FAC, the lot dimensions, the HOA dues. In most states, there is zero legal obligation to disclose anything about whether the water district serving that property holds senior rights that survive curtailment or junior rights that get legally zeroed out first. That information is sitting in Bureau of Reclamation databases and state water court records that the public can access. But you have to know to look, and nobody at the closing table told you to. A retired homeowner in Queen Creek, planning to sell her property in 5 years to fund healthcare expenses, may have no idea her city's water allocation sits structurally behind California agriculture in the priority queue. She may not know that the water system she has been paying into for 15 years could receive a curtailment notice from a federal water master before she ever reaches that closing table, and that such a notice would be visible to every mortgage underwriter evaluating offers on her home. So here is what you can actually do with this information right now. Call your municipal water provider or city water department and ask them one specific question. What is the priority date of our primary Colorado River allocation? If they cannot answer immediately, ask for their annual water portfolio report, which all major water districts are required to publish. That document lists their senior rights, junior rights, temporary agricultural lease agreements, and groundwater banking reserves separately. What you are looking for specifically is the percentage of supply that rests on junior rights with priority dates after the 1922 compact, because the original compact allocations carry the oldest, most protected status in the lower basin. Rights established in later agreements, in 1944, 1968, or post-2007 shortage guidelines, sit progressively lower in the curtailment queue. You are also looking for temporary sources, short-term agricultural water leases, where farmers followed their fields and sold allocations to cities for 3 to 5 year periods. Those leases are expiring right now across the Southwest. Cities that depended on them to bridge their supply gap are now facing a permanent hole with no replacement lined up. When that gap hits, the options are expensive emergency groundwater pumping, expensive open market water purchases, or expensive long-distance import pipelines, and every one of those costs lands on your utility bill as a surcharge that was not in your retirement budget. The Lake Mead gauge is the trigger. The priority date on your city's water right is the mechanism. Your home equity is the consequence. Most people watching this have spent decades building that equity. The closing document told you everything about the house. It told you nothing about the water. That gap is closing fast, and the people who understand it first are the ones who will have time to act. I am going to keep pulling these numbers and bringing you what they actually mean for your financial life. Hit that like button right now if this gave you something your realtor has not. Subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss an update when the gauge moves. Share this with anyone you know who owns property in Arizona, Nevada, or California, because the priority date on their city's water right matters more to their retirement security than the interest rate on their mortgage. Drop a comment below. Where are you watching from? And when you call your water district tomorrow, come back and tell me what they said about your city's priority date. I will see you at the next gauge reading. Stay sharp out there.